A WhatsApp message circulating this morning in the local LGBTQ community. The message asking why Guam delegate Mike San Nicolas has yet to co-sponsor the 2019 Equality Act. The Equality Act, a measure that would amend the Civil Rights Act to prohibit discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity in employment, public education, federal funding, credit, and the jury system. Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, the first openly gay lieutenant governor in the nation, says he's remaining optimistic.
I'm very hopeful that the delegate will be a co-sponsor. I understand that the member that's pushing it has gotten almost everybody in that caucus and a bunch of Republicans. So the legislation is very important for our people, but also for the service members that are stationed here.
Sources close to this issue telling KUAM News Equality Act main sponsor Democrat Congressman David Cicilline had made repeated efforts to reach out to San Nicolas's office to seek a co-sponsorship of the act. According to these sources, Guam was the lone territory not co-sponsoring this bill, and San Nicolas, one of just 3 Democrats not co-sponsoring the act. LGBTQ advocate Lacia Casil telling KUAM News the community was mobilizing to get answers from the delegate. Now, that was made a little more difficult by the fact San Nicolas has yet to open a Guam district office. Casil telling KUAM News efforts to reach out to our delegate have so far been unsuccessful.
I was a bit surprised, but he seems to not be responding to a lot of people on Guam right now. So I don't know if that's a part of his MO or what's happening, but I'm going to, resend a message to him today that this is important.
While local LGBTQ community members had braced for a public relations blitz today, transgender activist Scarlett Dixon tells KUAM News word is trickling down that San Nicolas may have caved under the pressure. While KUAM News hasn't received any official word from the delegate's office, in fact, the delegate's office hasn't responded to our last 6 emails. Casil says even if San Nicolas was dragging his feet on supporting the Equality Act, if he signs on to support it, it'll be a case of all's well that ends well.
I would be very, very happy, no questions asked. However, if this were to move forward without his name on it, that's a totally different thing.
Meanwhile, Lieutenant Governor Tenorio says he'll push to get a clear answer from San Nicolas, and he'll be meeting with issue stakeholders when he's in town, the nation's capital, in a couple weeks.
I'll be sending a letter to him asking him to co-sponsor, and when I make my trip to the National Lieutenant Governors Association at the end of the month, I'll be meeting with a lot of the organizations that advocate in this area. I'm one of their leaders, and I'll be pushing that on the Hill.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.